What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing news. It looks like WBC junior middleweight champion Saul Canelo Alvarez will have to fight the winner of the November 10th WBC 154-pound eliminator between Erislandy Lara and Vanes Matriosen. He's going to have to fight him by early 2013, or the WBC says they're willing to strip the 22-year-old of his title. Now, that's interesting news for the sport of boxing. They said if he does not want to face the winner immediately after the conclusion of the contest, then he will have to forfeit the title. If Golden Boy Promotions has an already existing fight on the schedule before the November 10th winner has been decided, then we will allow Alvarez to defend the title as the WBC junior middleweight champion, but he must immediately face the mandatory challenger following a successful title defense in the succeeding contest or relinquishing the belt. So basically what I gather, if he has a fight set up before the November 10th fight, then he's allowed to participate in that. So what I think Golden Boy, honestly, I think Golden Boy is going to schedule a fight for Canelo by December or something for December, so they can already say they have it in the books, and that'll be his fight. And then beyond that, he's going to have to fight the winner of Vanes and Lara. Otherwise, he has to forfeit the belt. So I don't know what he's willing to do, because so far, I've said this in previous videos, Canelo seems like a sharp fighter. He seems like he's improving. But again, I got to see him against some top level competition, not guys that normally weigh 140 pounds, not guys that are like pushing 40, Carlos Baldomir, Shane Mosley, not guys who don't really have a name like Jose Cotto or Matthew Hatton. I mean, I got to see him against top level competition to really gauge how much he's improved or how ready he is for the elite level. So things are getting interesting in the sport of boxing. Like I said, I don't know if he's just going to vacate the belt and choose not to fight the winner, which I think does some damage to his credibility if he just chooses to vacate the belt for no, as opposed to fighting him. Instead just pushing for a Mayweather fight. I mean, I really don't know. Like I said in previous videos, boxing is a business. So Golden Boy might have him fight in December and really push hard for a Mayweather fight. It's really hard to tell at this point because Mayweather has been fairly silent ever since his release from jail. We don't know where he's at. We don't know if he's trying to take a layoff. We don't know who he's trying to fight. So it should be interesting to see what unfolds between the fourth quarter and then the first of the year next year. So that looks like that's the news for Canelo. He's going to either have to vacate the belt or fight the winner of November 10th fight with Matriosen and Lara. So I also want to talk about DeMarco Antonio. He's saying the November 17th fight is a go. It's supposed to be a green light. And he recently spoke with Boxing Scene. This is what he had to say regarding the Broner fight. This is exactly the type of fight that I am looking for. We have agreed to terms on our side, so November 17th, God willing, the fight should happen. This is the fight I want the most. This is the fight I need to get me to the next level as one of the elite fighters. Beating Broner will be huge for my career. Every boxer as a kid dreams of being champion. Thankfully, I have done that. And beating Broner will get me to exactly where I want to be, the elite level. Check my channel. I have when it was just a rumor, I have a video regarding this fight. DeMarco Antonio, Adrian Broner, excellent matchup. And like I said, I really commend both fighters for signing up for this. This is a tough task, facing each other. I commend Antonio for immediately after his win against Molina, he's already back to fighting by the end of the year. And I mean, obviously it wasn't a long fight with Molina, but still, I mean, just to get back in there, get in another training camp, prepare for a different opponent, that takes a lot of determination and professionalism. And Adrian Broner, he's entering a new weight class. We'll see where his power is. And he's always been criticized for fighting less than competition, or B or C class fighters, or tomato cans, cab drivers, whatever you want to call them. I think he's talented. You can kind of see talent even when people are fighting scrubs, and that's just my opinion. So either way, I think it's a really good fight. And DeMarco really gained fame when he beat Jorge Linares. for the title. That was a huge upset. A lot of, I think they even did a HBO special on 24/7. I think it was for Manny Pacquiao, and Pacquiao and Freddie Roach and Jorge Linares were all affiliated. Um, and Pacquiao was at the fight, and Linares was just a bloody mess. So um, I really like DeMarco Antonio as well. Hopefully, I can get into do a prediction video closer to the fight. And the last piece of news I wanted to cover is regarding fighter Jean Pascal. He had a recent interview where he spoke to the reporters, and he had some interesting things to say. He talked about different topics, including a potential Tavares Cloud fight. For those of you who don't know, Jean Pascal and Tavares Cloud were already supposed to fight. Pascal pulled out of that fight in late July, stating he had sustained a hand injury. Tavares Cloud said he didn't buy it. He doesn't believe that Pascal was actually injured. He went on record as saying he felt Pascal simply wasn't prepared to fight. Here's what he said back then. He went to a training camp up in New York, and the people at the camp said Pascal was training and his hand wasn't hurt. He left that camp and went down to Miami, and he was buying out the bar, partying, and shit like that. He just ain't focused. He's not trying to be a fighter right now, so it was in his best interest not to face me right now. That's what Tavares Cloud had to say regarding the whole hand injury dilemma. But in the recent interview, Pascal said his hand actually was hurt. It was an injury. He said he's nursing it back to health. He's been doing some bag work, and he's anxious to get back in the ring, hopefully by the end of the year. He says as far as fighting Tavares Cloud, that fight can happen. He said the only reason it didn't happen was because of his hand injury, but he's ready at any other time, and it's easy work for him. He also talked about Chad Dawson. He said, I whipped Chad Dawson's ass the first time. Andre Ward whooped his ass the second time. If Dawson needs a third ass whooping, let him know. So that's what he had to say regarding Dawson. I haven't heard too much from Dawson after the Ward loss, so we don't know. So those are two potential fights that could happen: Pascal versus Dawson rematch, or Tavares Cloud versus Pascal. Those could be good for boxing. Definitely a different types of fights, at least with the Tavares Cloud. The other one's a rematch. I don't know how many of you guys watched the HBO Boxing After Dark, but Pascal was in Antonin Dakari's corner. He had the pink mock neck sweater or some kind of shirt on. Antonin Dakari went on to win that fight via TKO. They're both from Canada, so I guess they work together or know each other, whatever the situation is. But that pretty much wraps everything that I had to talk about, the latest in boxing news. Make sure you guys subscribe, hate, leave comments, and until next video, you know what to do. It's Ego signing off.